Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible? Okay. Thank you, Wilson. Yeah. Okay, we'll continue with the third module, which is all about the background services. This module is about the background services, means which you are not going to see. Those processes which are running that you are not going to see. In the background, these processes are going to run, but they are going to do some task in the background. It can be downloading a file or playing a music or collecting the information from some other application. It can be anything, but it is going to do in the background. In the previous class, we have discussed about how to connect to the internet, how to download a files, and also in the previous class we have discussed about uh, mm, this broadcasting messages to send the messages from one app to the other, how other apps will receive the messages that we have discussed in the previous class. Now, one more background services. This is all related to the services which you can see in the foreground. Means it can be the notification or the program which is under the execution that you can see, and how to stop them. That is totally different from the previous one. See, this is another service. What is the meaning of a service? It performs some task. It's an long running operations. But where it is going to run? It is going to run in the background. Okay, it is going to run in the background, and there will be no user interface also, where you can click a button, icons, checkbox. Nothing will be there here. How many types of services are there? There are two types: started services, bound service. Why do you have two different names, started service and bound services? If you start the started service, first type, first category, what it is going to do is it is going to run, it is going to do some task. It's a long running operation. In order to run that, programmatically, you have to use the function called start service. The function name is start service. And the bound services, if you want to start, you have to use bind service. This is programmatically. And in order to stop the process, the started services has two functions. Stop itself, they have their own functions. But here, bound service, if you want to stop, if you unbind it from the some activity, automatically it is going to stop. You need to stop it. Bound service means it is bound to some application. ಈಗ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದು ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀರಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದು ಆ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಕಾಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಅದ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದು ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಈ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀರಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, even though that activity closes, the started services, it will run in the background. Finally, what they do, service means they are going to do some service to you. It can be playing the music, or it can be doing some file operations. File in the read ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು, file write ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು, data download ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು. It can be anything. But what is the main difference between these two started and bound services? If you start an any service inside an any activity, ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದು ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ, ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಈ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಇಫ್ an activity inside the activity, if you start the bound service, if you close that activity, automatically the bound service will also close. How to create these services? Now that is the next topic. ಈ ತರ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್ ಗಳು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು? If you want to play a music, see, whenever you play a music, you can do some other operations. Even you can use your Facebook or any other apps. You can use your browser. All the things you can do, right? Whenever you play the music, whenever you download, you can use the browser, or you can use the Instagram, or anything you can use it. Then it is going to run in the background. Then they are called as the service. Okay. In order to implement those kind of service in your app, the steps you have to follow is first, programmatically, you have to declare the service in the manifest file, which is called as manifest file. Yadana manifest file anta annadu? Which is called as manifest file. Android manifest.xml file is there, right? That is called as the manifest file. Android that you have seen. First, you have to register in that file. There's a simple one entry. After that, you create the started services or bound service, whichever you require. Finally, you maintain that service lifecycle. Means when to start, when to stop, whenever it stops, what are the actions you have to do, whenever it starts, what action you have to do. That is called managing the service lifecycle. Okay, first we'll discuss one by one. How to declare the services. Manifestally, ಏನು add ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? See, inside the Android manifesto file, there will be a tag called manifest ಅಂತ ಒಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ. Manifest ಒಳಗೆ application tag ಒಂದು ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. See, this you have seen so many times. Now, this is the entry you have to add, service tag. Service tag ಗೆ ಏನು parameters ಹಾಕಬೇಕು? One, the service is name. What is the name of that service? Whether other application, ನಿಮ್ಮ application ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದೋ third party applications, whether they should start this service. No, they should not start, because you are going to block it. Then you have to stop using this attribute Android :exported equals false. ಇದನ್ನ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಈ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನಾಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಇಟ್. ಯು ಆರ್ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್. ಈ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿರ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, C++ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೇ ತರ ಇದೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ Android :exported equals false. This is the only entry you have to do. Manifest ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೊಂದು ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆಯ್ತು. Next is the creating the services. First one, started services in create mode. After that, we'll discuss bound services. Okay. Started services. Started services, as I already said, whenever you can start an service using the function called start service. Okay. If you start a service, in order to send the data, what you should do? You should have an intent. Passes in an intent. The intent which will specify the service and includes any data for the service to use. In that intent, whatever the data is required, that you have to put, that will give it to that service. Okay. After that, where you should call, this will be in the inside the onCreate method. Inside that, you have to have an appropriate callbacks. Callbacks is nothing but the set of other functions. And also, the system calls the service onStart command method. That also will be there inside the intent itself. I'll say one example. There is a database operation is there. In the database, you have to save some data, your name, your father name, your address, that you have to save. That application you have built. ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಆಪ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನೇಮು, ಫಾದರ್ ನೇಮು, ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್, ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಸೇವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಆ ಸೇವ್ ಅದು ಹೋಗಿ ಡೇಟಾಬೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇವ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. If you want to do this type of activity, now what you are going to do, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, you are going to use start service, where you are going to put the data that you are going to put inside an intent. The service will receive the intent in the onStart command, then connects to the internet. After that, it performs the database transaction. Once the database transaction is done, in case of the started services, you have to explicitly call this function called stop self or stop service. ಇವೆರಡರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದಾರ ಒಂದು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. These are the steps you have to do. ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ್ದು 3 ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್? ದಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್, ಆನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಕಮಾಂಡ್, ದೆನ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಆರ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್. ಈ 3 ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಹಳ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಯಾವ್ದಕ್ಕೆ? ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಡೂ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ವೇ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಲೈಕ್ ದೀಸ್ 3 ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್, ಇದು ಯಾವ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ ಆ ತರ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ there is one problem. The problem is if there are multiple requests. Multiple request means your app is being used by some 1,000 persons. If all the 1,000 persons, if they are going to save the data in the database, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಡೇಟಾಬೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಸೇವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ at a time, then all the multiple request will come to the server. Whenever the multiple request comes, if you directly use this started services, it cannot handle the threads. There is a problem of crash. It could be dangerous multi-threading scenario. Creating the multiple threads, that is a problem. That is why instead of that, they have given you the class called, a separate class called intent service. ಈ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸಿಗೋಸ್ಕರನೇ ಮಲ್ಟಿ ಥ್ರೆಡಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಅಂತ. ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದ ಸಬ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಂತ ಏನ್ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅದ್ರದ್ದೊಂದು ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆ. In the intent service, they have written already the logic, how to handle the threads. Okay, it is automatically going to give you the worker threads. Worker thread means all the threads which is going to handle the request. Okay, how to do that is with this function. Say here public class, some class name, it is a some name, ಇದು ಏನ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಕೊಡಬಹುದು, extends intent service. Now this is become a parent class, this is a child class now. A constructor just initializing the name. Inside that there is a function called on handle intent. Inside this you are going to write the logic. Whatever the logic you want to do, that you have to write it inside. This class, these methods know how to handle the threads. Instead of directly calling, or instead of we creating the threads and assigning to the multiple request, now threads gulna create made as a programmer. We create the threads and assigning for the users. That is very a big problem, dangerous. That is why they are going to give you a class called intent service, which is a class of an subclass of a service that is going to maintain everything. How it is going to do intent service? It is going to use the data structure called queue. One by one, it will be serviced. For us, it looks like a parallel execution, but it is going to maintain the queue and it will perform our task. One by one database transaction madutte. Okay. This is what this intent service. Intent service is used for started services. Now, one more service is there, bound service. What is this bound service? If that service is bound to some application or some activity, if that closes, bound service also closes. The service is bound when that service is bound to any activity. When you call the function called bind service, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆಯೋ ಇಲ್ಲ ಹಂಗೆ ಬೈಂಡ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ಇದನ್ನ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆಯ್ತು. You can send and receive the information across the processes. The speciality of this bound services is when the components closes, this service will also be destroyed. That is called as binding. A service is bind to the an component. Okay. And this bound services does not allow the components to start it by using the start service. How to implement this? In order to implement, you have a class called, you can see this. This class also, it will extend the class called service. See here, if whenever you extend this service, this is going to create, what it is going to create? It creates bound service. See, there are so many functions are there. All these functions are overriding. Overriding is nothing but these are not custom functions. These are not user defined functions. E function names na now decide madilla. These functions which are already been declared and return inside this service. ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಬಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಈ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ರು. ನಾವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದ್ರ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಲಾಜಿಕ್ ಬರ್ದ್ರೆ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ರ ಲಾಜಿಕ್ ಓವರ್ ರೈಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. When it is going to call this bind, whenever you bind it to some class, whenever you remove or whenever the component closes, it will command execution the code within inside this. Once again, whenever you link it, it will execute this. Whenever you close the activity, automatically the bind service will also close and it will go and execute this block. ಈ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಬೈಂಡ್ ಆದಾಗ ಬೈಂಡ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಕಾಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ ಇಂದ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆದಾಗ ಅನ್ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆದಾಗ ರೀಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಆ ಕಾಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅವಾಗ ಈ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಯು ರೈಟ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್, those logic it is going to execute. ಇದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಬರ್ದಿರೋ ಕೋಡ್ ಆವಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Automatically it will come and execute this part, but when it is going to come is based upon the actions. That is all the service life cycle. In order to create, you use the function called bind service. But what is the service life cycle? Service life cycle is this. First on create ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. On start command ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ service is going to start and it will call the start service. That service if it is bind to some component, ಅದು ಯಾವ್ದಾರ ಒಂದು ಕಾಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ ಬೈಂಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಅನ್ಲಿಂಕ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಅನ್ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ರೀಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ರೀಬೈಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆನ್ ಡೆಸ್ಟ್ರಾಯ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. This is a complete life cycle of a service class. See this diagram. Call to start service, then it creates, then on start command, then the service is going to run, service is running, on destroy, service shut down. See, unbound service, this is unbound service, this is bound service. These steps you have to follow, you have to follow whenever you create an app in which in the background there will be a background processes. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ನೀವು ಏನಾದ್ರು ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ಗಳು ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಈ ಸ್ಟೇಜಸ್ ಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಆ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಲಾಜಿಕ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಿಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಬರ್ದು ಬರಿಬೇಕು. ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಲೈಫ್ ಸೈಕಲ್. ಟು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ದೀಸ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕಾಲ್ ಬೈಂಡ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಆರ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್. Okay, if this is a life cycle, then what about the foreground service? See, this foreground services means that you are going to see on the foreground. That service which is going to run, that you are going to see on the foreground. Where when the music player, you can see the notification, the time which is going to run, There will be a seek bar. Seek bar means where you can fast forward. You can move it to the half of the song or at the 75% of the song. You can fast forward or reverse it. Anything you can shuffle. See, all these options will be there, right? Where you are going to see it has a foreground service playing the music. Then the user is also aware of this. It looks like a notification when the music is playing means it looks like a notification on the top of the screen. In order to create that in that way, if you want to create it is a foreground service, but even you can that minimize it and you can do some other task. If you want to do in that way, you have to use the function called this notification compact builder. You have to use this notification compact builder. In that, you are going to start the foreground service. See here, you are going to use notification compact builder. In that, what all the things you are going to give? You are going to give an icon and what is the content? My notification, some text, hello world. After that, you can use this function called start foreground. There, you are going to give ongoing notification ID. This is a unique ID for that. It's a some number integer. That number you should not give it to some other foreground process. ಈ ನಂಬರ್ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೂ ಕೊಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ process ಗೆ. And one more, this builder. If you give as a notification, you can see this message. My notification ಅಂತ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೆಡ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದರೊಳಗಡೆ hello world ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. If you add this line, you can see the notification in the notification bar ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡಬಹುದು. ನೀವೇ ಅದನ್ನ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಐಕಾನ್ ಇಂಟು ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನೋಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್. This is what the foreground services. In order to remove the foreground services, you can use the function called stop foreground. There is a function called stop foreground. If you use the stop foreground function, then it will remove the status bar also. Whatever the status bar notification is there, that will also be removed. ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮೆಟಿಕಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಫೋರ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ನೋಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. If you don't directly, if you don't use this stop foreground function, if you directly close it, that notice status bar will go, but the program will still run in the foreground. ನೋಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಹೋಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಫೋರ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಇನ್ನೂ ರನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. That is what this foreground services. Okay, do you leave the scheduled services? When to schedule? For that, there is a job scheduler. That job scheduler that we'll discuss in the future classes. See, in this chapter, you have to understand the two types of services: started services and bounded services. We'll see in the question paper whether they have asked any questions related to this service, what they have asked. Say this, they have asked, what is a service? Explain service life cycle with the callback methods. Also compare unbound services and bound services. Till now, whatever we discuss in that chapter, if you write, then you will get this 8 marks. If you want this 8 marks, yes. One thing I want to say about your internals, I have seen your answer scripts, what you have written. I think you have not seen the marks, I think. If it is for 12.5 marks, and if you have written 5 lines or 7 lines, you are going to get 2 to 3 marks. Just if the sentences are meaningful, you are going to get just 2 to 3 marks. First, you should think for how much marks you are going to write. 12.5. 12.5 means the expectation is more. A minimum, just I'm not talking about the content what you write. If you just say about the number of pages, yes, minimum it should be in the 3 pages. If you have written just 5 to 6 lines, and if you are expecting some 12.5 marks, means it is just a foolishness. I have seen in the blue books you have written just some 6 to 7 lines for 12.5 marks. I think you are not so much aware of the marks. You have simply written how much you have read, or how much you have the information on the topic. But few of you have written. That is very good. I have seen them. They have written how much it is required for 12 marks. But others, mhm, very disappointed with your answers. In the same way, also in the next test, also you will have some 12 marks questions. We'll see how much you are going to write. Each question, minimum, it should be 3 to 4 pages you have to write. I'm not talking about the content, I'm talking about the pages now. Then it is all about the content. We'll see what you are going to write inside that. If you just see by seeing those 8 to 10 lines, we are very sure that you don't know the answer, and we are ready to give just 2 to 3 marks. Okay, see, that is one information about the internals. Five. This is one question, and we'll see in the another paper whether they have asked anything on the third module. Yes. See here, what is the service? Explain the different types of service for 5 marks. Here you have to write the definition of a service, and different types of services are started services and bound services that you have to write. Oh, see, you have advantage. See here. In the other also, in the 6A also, they have the same question. Explain the service life cycle of the start service and a bound service with a need diagram. Then you have to write this one, life cycle, this flow and this diagram. Okay. I think I have shared this question paper also with you. Try to see the questions in the question paper, and if you ask me, then I am going to ready to uh, explain, tell you how much to write for how many marks. But without you inquiring, if you write just how much you want, just 2 to 3 lines or from 5 lines, without the example, that too, I have not seen a single line code. In that case, 100% this subject will become a very big issue in your engineering. Okay. I can see so many students. The strength was 38, I think, 38 or 39. They have sent their attendance and now they have exited. I don't know what is the interest in them, and also I don't know the future also, what they are going to do with this subject. They cannot do. I'm going to delete the chat now. Then I'll ask you to send the attendance. Okay, now you can send your attendance. Only them I'm going to consider. Those who have already sent, I'm not going to consider their attendance. In the next class, we'll discuss about the next chapter called a notification. See, the background services are over now. The next is all notifications, alarm, or job scheduling. That is the next topics. In the next 3 classes, I'm going to complete this module 3. Then we'll go for module 4. If you have not submitted the assignment, There is not an issue for me. It is left to you. If you want the marks, you are going to write. I'm not going to force you to write the assignment. And I'm going to send the second assignment in the next class, or in the other two classes. I'm going to say about the second assignment. Okay. If you have sent the attendance, you can exit.